for tonight, John Bruno and Kathy Maurer. You guys doing good?
We're doing
good.
real well.
No coffee needed? You're all set?
Not yet.
We're hanging in.
Later.
All right. Later on the show, we're going to show you some incredible Mickey Mouse items that you have to see to believe. You won't see this stuff anywhere else. Trust me, it's unbelievable. All right, it's time now to get into some more appraising, and Babette is joining us now with Kathy Maurer. Babette, how are you?
It's fine.
Good. It's nice to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, what do you got
Glad
here?
to be here. This is a kerosene lamp from the 1900s. Our little church kind of outgrew their space, and we bought a Methodist church, and when we went in there, we found gas lamps all around the
Is that right?
the inside, yes. And the congregation decided that they wanted a baptismal tank.
Okay.
So we renovated the pastor's study. And when we renovated the pastor's study, they took down these glass doors over the, I guess was the library.
Okay.
And they found this lamp in there.
That's where this lamp was in there.
It was in there.
Let's see what kind of discovery that is.
Yeah.
Kathy?
This is 1900s. I think it might be in pretty well toward mid-century. It looks to me to be a little bit later. However, we do see some straw marks, which are from the molding process. When they pour the glass into the mold, sometimes a little bit of straw gets in there, and that kind of gives us an idea of age.
Oh, I see. That's interesting. All right.
Yeah.
What do you think about the shade? That's interesting, too.
Yeah, this is nice. I think this is probably a later edition, maybe 1950s,
Oh, I see.
1960s.
So the shade does not come necessarily.
It doesn't really necessarily go together, but it certainly suits it well.
It does. You're right.
Yes.
Happy marriage, as
Absolutely.
they say. Yeah.
And kerosene came into fashion in being used in homes after 1859.
Okay.
Before that, we used like whale oil lamps and all kinds of kind of slimy, oily stuff.
Right. So what do you think
modern?
the date on this one is, generally speaking? You were saying
I would
late?
have to say 30s or even early 40s.
Okay. What do you think in terms of value?
In terms of value, I sell these at auction like $40, $50.
Okay.
When they're fancier pressed glass patterns, then they go up in value. But this is a nice, plain, simple, classic style.
I love the shade, too. Babette, do you want to see if anybody wants to buy it, or do you want to keep it?
I think I will.
You'll keep it, or want to see
No, I'll go for the internet.
All right. We'll put it on the internet and see if somebody wants to buy it. Babette, it was a pleasure meeting you. Thank you for coming by. We appreciate it. That was well done. That was a great story. The internet that she's talking about, the site where you can learn all about this, is treasuresinyourhome.com. Type that in, and you'll see all about Babette's lamp there. Now, Thomas has joined us. Thomas, come on in, sir. How are you?
Great.
It's a pleasure having you here, sir. Thanks for stopping in. What do you got?
Got a little record album, and this is a garage sale item.
All right. Now, meaning you purchased it at a garage sale.
Right.
Can I ask you what you paid for it?
A quarter.
Quarter. I can't go wrong with a quarter.
No.
All right. So what do you think, Kathy?
Well, this originally was a remaindered item. In
what?
other words, this little clipped off part of the album means they didn't sell as many as they produced. So they put them in the remainder bin.
Okay.
And that's to mark that it was not sold on the first market, but kind of the secondary market.
Oh, interesting. All right.
Yeah. And this is a very popular thing, of course, because trekkers are always looking for things they might not have that are somehow related to Star Trek.
What exactly is this? What's on there?
This is made in 1979, and I believe inside, this is a sealed plastic wrapper, so we don't really want to break that wrapper to look, but I believe it would come with a record. Inside, it's kind of fat. So a record and a book.
Of stories of Star Trek? It's not Captain Kirk singing.
I don't think he's singing. He may be singing. They may be doing theme songs. This came out right after the first movie.
Okay.
So it could be anything from the show or the movie.
Okay.
Again, contents we're not really sure because we don't really want to break the seal. But I think that in this condition, it probably is $5 to $10.
Okay.
They're presently selling around $8 or so.
Okay, so $5 to $10.
Yeah.
And
so
you paid a quarter.
not a bad investment. Indeed.
That's a good return. If you could get that in the stock market, you'd be doing all right. Do you want to see if anybody wants to buy it?
Yes.
I bet you somebody does. Thank you for bringing that by. We appreciate that. Treasuresinyourhome.com. That's the internet site where you will learn all about that. All right, it's time to get into another appraisal because Brian is next, and he has some sort of plate. Brian, how are you, sir?
I'm doing fine.
Good. Thanks for stopping in.
Thank you.
What do you got there?
This is a plate. It's a Royal Dalton plate. It is a, I forget the name of the lake, but it's a lake in Alberta, Canada.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, pass this over, and let's see what Kathy thinks.
why it is Royal Dalton Company and so marked on the reverse. Royal Dalton's been manufacturing porcelains and so forth since about in the mid-1800s, maybe a little earlier, like 1830s, 1840s.
Lake Louise and Victoria Glacier off Banff National Park.
This is probably from the 60s or the 70s and would have been part of a larger series of national park places,
Oh, I see.
views,
There would have been
and
a
so
bunch of
forth.
these with different,
Yes,
okay.
yes. And as part of the series, it would probably be worth a little more than just by itself. Also, a more recent collectible item made to be collectible should be in its original packaging to maintain its full value.
I see.
And may not have as much value now as it may in the future.
I'm assuming you can wash these, right? You can put them in the dishwasher, is that okay?
These are not to be eaten on or really
Oh, they're not?
dishwasher safe, I wouldn't think.
Oh,
This
okay.
is something made for a decorative purpose.
No food has ever touched that plate.
Is that right?
Because we don't want you to die of lead poisoning or something worse. So,
Wow,
yeah,
the
they're
show
not
is also
really-
good for your health. It's a good thing I'm learning this as well.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
Oh, those are about $5 to $10 for each plate. And
Right.
if you have the whole series, they go up a little exponentially.
Sure.
You know, each one's worth a little more in a series.
Your choice. You can see if anybody wants to buy it. Or you
Yes,
can,
we do want to sell it.
we'll do that for you. Thank you for bringing that by. I appreciate that.
Thank
Nicely
you.
done. All right, Treasures in Your Home, once again, .com. That is the website. Speaking of the web, Nancy, what's going on with that thing?
Well, you know that gorgeous car, the 1954 Chevy we had in here. Already we've had 160 visits to the web. Look at that car. Really, it's something. And so far, the bidding is up to $3,010. All right, well, he's the leader of the pack that's made for you and me. He's M-I-C-K-E-Y, Mouse, you know. And we're going to see a collection of Mickey Mouse items when we come back with more Treasures in Your Home.